So here is the last homework video. I'm going to do the problems from number 14 on page 240. Here are the answers for A through C. Here is the answer for D. So check your answers to see if you need to watch the rest of the video to see what I did. Okay, so here is me going through the problems. So this is 14A. And for all of these problems, I want to know the mass in grams given different quantities. So I am given for A 6.58 moles of iron. And I want to convert that to grams. So I know that 1 mole of iron, from my periodic table, looking for the mass, is 55.85 grams of iron. And remember, that's from my periodic table. And so I cancel out my moles. I'm in mass. So I multiply those two numbers together, and I get 367 grams of iron, keeping to my 3 significant digits here, because I have 3 here and 4 there. For B, I am given 8.58 times 10 to the 28th atoms of krypton. Now, I know for this problem that in 1 mole of krypton, there are 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of krypton. I'm not to mass yet, but I know that 1 mole of krypton has a molar mass, and this is just off of my periodic table, of 83.80 grams of krypton, keeping to my 4 significant digits. Now so all of my units cross out and I'm left with grams of krypton. So when I multiply the top numbers together and divide by the bottom number, I get 1.19 times 10 to the 7th grams of krypton. Now don't write out all the zeros, just keep it in scientific notation. It's a simpler answer. For C, I'm given 1.05 moles of aluminum chloride. And I want to know the number of grams. So I know that 1 mole of aluminum chloride. Now, I don't know the molar mass for this. I have to figure that out. So I'm going to skip a few lines here. Well, I'll just do it right here. So I have to find the molar mass of aluminum chloride. I see here I have 1 aluminum. So the molar mass from my periodic table is 26.98 grams per mole. Plus I have 3 chlorine. So 3 times the molar mass from my periodic table of 35.45 grams per mole. So I multiply here. So I have 26.98 grams per mole plus 106.35 grams per mole. And when I add those together, I get 133.33 grams per mole. So up here, whoops, I I don't need the per mole, just grams. My moles cancel out. I'm in grams of aluminum chloride. So when I multiply those two numbers together, I get 1.40 times 10 to the 2 grams of aluminum chloride. Now you could write this in standard form as 140 with a decimal point because you have to be clear that you're keeping the 3 significant digits from this number here. And D. So I am given for D 3.17 times 10 to the 18th formula units of sodium iodate. I know that in 1 mole of sodium iodate, there are 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd units of sodium iodate. So that cancels out, and 1 mole, I'm going to run out of room here, of sodium iodate. Now I'm going to use my molar mass from my previous problem. We figured this out in, I believe, part D of question 13. So I'm just going to reuse that instead of calculating it all again, and it's 197.9 grams of sodium iodate. That is sodium iodate at the end there. So those units cancel out. I'm left with grams of sodium iodate. So I multiply across the top, divide by the number on the bottom, and I get 1.04 times 10 to the negative 3 grams of sodium iodate. So that concludes the homework from page 240, and I will be working on the videos for the next sections here. See you then.